Hi, everyone. Really happy to have you all here. We're quite a crowd, so it's really a pleasure. We're going to hop right into it. We are going to present to you today the new redesign that we did for the platform. We have some really exciting new features to show you, and the new appearance of the myIPEM. And we're going to jump straight to it. What we're going to speak about today is how you can benefit through your experience through now until the event. And also, once you get to the event, how can you make sure that you're seeing the right people that you already started to connect with and see new people that you were not able to contact before directly at the event. So what I'm going to present to you right now is the way that you would log in to the platform. We have changed the way that you log in so you don't have to remember the way that you use your password. In the past, you had to have your user and your password separately. We would send you a password that you would have to change, etc. It gets lost. It's hard to remember. It's difficult to pass it through people. All of this is gone. What you have now is a magic link instead. You go into your myIPEM account. We ask you to fill in your email address. You simply sign in. You just go on, you type your email address. We're going to send you a link. Okay, one thing you would notice is the link that we've sent you is only valid for 1 hour. We're trying to keep your security as much as we can, which means things like what we did right now, which is sending through different reception boxes. Yes, we're good. So this is what you're going to receive. We sent you an email. In the email, you're going to see a text telling you you have 60 minutes to enter. And here's the link you should click on in order to do that. Once you click, you will find yourself either here. If you completed your profile to 100%, you can go directly into the search and network section and start working your way through a natural way to network from here until the event. If you didn't complete, no worries. You're going to land in your profile section where we're going to ask you to fill in some mandatory information. While we're asking this information, basically, we're trying to give you the best experience possible through here until the event, creating the best connections, meaning that we need to know what you're looking for and what the other person attending are looking for. So we're going to ask you to fill in some basic information like your company name, the way that you would like to present yourself. We're going to ask you what kind of company are you running? What's your company type? Are you an investor? If so, what kind of LP profile do you have? What kind of sum do you manage? If you're a GP, we're going to ask you pretty similar questions, but the typical size of funds, where you're active, etc. And you will also have to fill in what's your preferences. The preferences are extremely important because they will determine what's your affinity score. What do we mean by affinity score? Affinity score is how compatible are you with the people that you're looking for. So we're taking LPs, we're taking GPs, and we're trying to match the two of them together in the best way possible by knowing exactly what the two of you are looking for. So the LPs are going to fill in their fund preferences by fund strategy, by geographic scope, by geographies of interest. And the GPs are going to complete their funds. So we're going to ask you to put in at least one fund for us to know if you're raising right now, or at least what did you raise in the past, for us to have a better understanding of what you're looking for. And we're also going to ask you to fill in your personal information. Why is this important? Because this is your personal networking tool. So we go beyond you networking for your own company, the company that you work for. We're trying to make it so that you can have your own brand and you can create your own connections. So we ask you to fill in your information, and then we're also going to let you specify from whom you want to be contacted. So when you're an LP, you can specify what's the minimum affinity score that's needed in order for a GP to contact you. So if I'm an LP, I'm an investor, and I'm really open. I have a lot of, I'm open to a lot of opportunities. I would probably want to be either contacted by GPs that are not that close to me, or at least have the option of being contacted by GPs that are not exactly compatible with what I have right now, because I want to see what's out there. On the other hand, if I already made an investment, so my strategy is pretty limited, I have a pretty good idea of what I'm looking for, I would look for LPs with an affinity score that is higher. So probably around 60%, for example. Okay. Only LPs get to make this choice. So if you're a GP or you're a business service, you will not be able to specify with whom you're getting contacted or emails from. Another thing that's really interesting that you can see on this page is the personal assistant area. So we let you add a personal assistant. This assistant would be logged in. Usually we already spoke with you, so our sales teams already have your information. You already registered your assistant. She would be on this list. The only thing you would need to do is to select whoever it is, and this person would be tied to you, which means when they log in with their own email address, they will be able to complete your information for you. They will be able to see other people, and they will be able to contact them in your name, okay? Which is very helpful. So since we have the new login system where if you put in your email address, it would go into your personal mailbox, not your assistant. To make it much more easier for you to handle it, it's very recommended for you to add an assistant like that. Him or her could handle everything for you without you being concerned. Now, once you fill in all this information, you can access all the functionalities in the platform, notably the search and network area. So this is where the fun happens. So since I'm looking as an LP, I have the fund section, which I would not have if I was connected as a GP, because for GPs, we want to save you from the competition. We try to keep your information safe and only show it to the person that we want you to make it visible for, so LPs. And for LPs, what you would be able to see is for GPs, for example, in the GP page, we have the affinity score. What's the affinity score again? The affinity score is how much is the information that I filled in matches with what this GP is offering. And we can see that with this company, for example, Innova Funds, if you're out there, we're giving you some free publications, so free marketing. The reason why Innova Funds here has a limited or a lesser affinity score with us is because their profile has not been completed to 100%. So they're not in the game. Okay, if you want to get noticed, complete your profile. You will have a higher affinity score and people will be able to find you better. It really makes a difference. And on the company page, what you'll be able to see is the way that the company presented itself. So think about the way that you present yourself in your profile, because other people are going to see just that. You will be able to see what funds they're running, and you'll be able to contact them. Now, when you want to contact someone, for example, I want to contact Anthony. What you will actually want to do is unlock their email. When you click on unlock their email, you get a discrete crypted email address that we generated for Anthony that you can copy and use in whatever software you use. So Outlook, Gmail, whatever works for you, works for us. The only thing is we keep Anthony's address safe. So every time that you send an email, you never get to see Anthony's real address, right? So it works for both sides. Now, one more thing. Anthony, as we said before, could register in his profile, not in this case because he's a GP, but if I were a GP and we were looking at a company, we were looking at an LP, we were trying to contact an LP, you may get a situation where you try to unlock the email, but you can't. You get an error message. What this error message means is that your affinity score is not high enough to contact this person because this LP has decided that he will only be contacted with people with whom he has a higher affinity score. So if you can't unblock a mail, that's why. It's because we're trying to only get good matches. We don't want you contacting everyone. We only want you to contact the best people. Next thing we want to see in the search network area is if we go on the participants, let's imagine we're thinking towards the event. We had a contact with someone. Now we're thinking about how can I see this person again in the event? The thing we can do is add them to our contacts. We go back to the search network. We take out our phones. We participate in the myIPEM and the IPEM event. We go to my contacts area and we have all the people with whom we already chatted, with whom we already have a click. We just need to take out this area and try to find them again. Another thing that's interesting here is you can have all of your activities in one place. So if you get a message from someone and you missed it, for example, getting a message here from Antoine, since you're passing through this encrypted email, we can display to you, again, without knowing the content of your message. We don't know anything besides that you sent a message from one person to the other, and we can display it here. So you can follow, if you missed a message, no worries, you can follow your leads here. The last thing I would like to show you is for our exhibitors. So if you're running multiple people and we would like to add some more participants, what you will have to do is go into participant admin, add another participant in the case where you have more tickets available. And you could either register a user that was already here in the last edition. So if you were with us when we did it in Longchamp, great, you're already in the system, just pick the person with whom you were and you're good to go. If not, no worries, you register a new person and they get access to the platform, and also they will be able to sign in to receive their ticket. The ticket that could be found in My Visit under Ticket, and there you have it. In the day of the event, you go to the platform, you click on My Ticket, you simply scan it, and you can get in. Okay, perfect. Do we have any questions? Okay, let's finish the screening and let's go back to, okay. So thank you everyone that sent questions. Continue doing that. We're going to go through your questions. We're putting up the best ones and we try to solve it right now. If it's a question that's a bit more complicated, it needs a more in-depth answer, or is it really specific to your case, we're going to take it elsewhere. We're going to address you later just for you, okay? So don't worry, if we haven't touched on your issue, it's not because we haven't read it. It's because it's probably doesn't have to do with the rest of us here, and we're going to address you specifically. So let's see, one question here. Can we change the information preferences on my LP profile as many times as we want, or is it fixed? Perfect question. So you don't have a limited number of times you can change the information in your profile. We ask you to fix it once, the first time that you get in. Now, if in a month from now, 3 weeks from now, closer to the event, there's new information, if you're a GP, you actually have a new idea for a fund, you want to add the fund, no worries. Go on, log in your new information. You can do it as many times as you want. Next. Where exactly can I edit my preferences? So I'm not sure what preferences you mean, but assuming that you're talking about what we spoke about, the affinity score in which people can adjust you, that would be on your personal profile as an LP. Moving on. Is the affinity score only relevant for GPs and LPs? If we are a business service or an advisor, do we have to do this? Very good question. The answer is the affinity score is only between LPs and GPs. So if you're a business services or an advisor, you would not have this affinity score, which means people would still be able to find you through the participant area, but they would not have the same power as the LPs and GPs when it comes to sorting. So it comes to filtering your messages. Okay. We have a question about, is there a live chat or rather an email service? So what we present to you is not a live chat. It's an email service that you take on your side and you do with it whatever you want. So what we do is the encryption of your email address. Beyond that, it's your game. If the first email that you receive and you get it to your encrypted account, which goes to your own personal Outlook account, let's say. If you decide to contact this person in a way where you reveal your personal information, so you reveal your actual email, it's completely up to you. You can give your email, your telephone number, your WhatsApp, whatever. It's up to you. Can we change the name of a participant? Yes, you can. Please contact us to do it. Currently, you can't do it on the platform. You will need to contact us to do it. So please send us an email to myIPEM, and you will see on the top bar you have contact us. So there you have it. Okay, question from Maxime. Can we download more than 41 lines within the search and network view? The answer is currently no, you can't. Is it going to stay like that? We're thinking about it. Very good question. Currently, no. So we advise you to go back to the platform, use your filters and search in a way that serves you most, and see if you can use it better than you would use your actual export. Okay, and if you have some good ideas for us about how to manage that area better, please contact me, send me an email to myIPEM, and we'll try to incorporate your ideas. We're very open to hearing it. Do we have a calendar function within the platform? Currently, we don't. What we do have is your agenda. So if you go on top and you look at your My Visit, on My Visit area on myIPEM, you will be able to see your agenda and two things. One, you will be able to see all the events that are proposed through the IPEM event in September. And we will also give you the possibility to save them into your own personal agenda, so that on the day of the event, you can go on the platform, just check which events did you sign in for, what time are they, so you can plan your day better. So no, we don't have a calendar function per se, but you will be able to plan your event better through the platform. Okay, if we are completing the profile on behalf of our participants, we are a GP. Is this practical from a networking point of view, or would you recommend that they complete their own profile? Very good question. When it comes to networking, nobody likes to be contacted from a fake ID. Okay, so if you're the assistant, please do not present yourself as the person you're working for. it doesn't come off well. And it just hurts the relationship that you are trying to build. So we really encourage you, beyond completing your information, when you are really about to contact whoever you want to send an email to, please do it from the actual person you are the assistant of. As an LP, will I be able to set the affinity score threshold? Yes, definitely. Go on your LP profile. I'm sorry, go on your personal profile, scroll down, you will see it. Should I go? Oh. Will the recording be available until the event? Yes, this recording will be available very soon, and we will send it to you all. Don't worry. Okay, perfect. So 2 more questions. Okay, very good question. How many emails can we unlock? Okay, perfect. You can unlock up to 30 a week. The reason why we put this limitation is because we want to really target the people that you're trying to connect with. So we don't want spamming. We don't want you sending out, scrolling through your contact list and just sending the same message all over. We want you to really create an actual bond and select the people you're trying to connect with. So only 30 people a week. Is the number of emails limited? Okay, so it's a follow-up question. No, because the only thing that is on our end is when you unblock to see the address. Once you see this address of email, you copy it into your email service of choice. So Outlook, Gmail, Yahoo, if you're a Yahoo user. You can mail back and forth as much as you like. More than that, if you wish to expose your actual email address, it's up to you. Send it, and you would not pass through the encrypted email service anymore. Yeah. So just to precise, 30 emails per week per person. So if you're a company of 1 person, you have 30 emails. If you're a company of 3, you have 90. Good. Well, we're 30. Thank you very much. If you sent any more questions that we didn't touch on to, don't worry, we'll get back to you. Okay? I really want to respect everyone's time. Thank you very much for participating, and we're really happy to have you on board, and see you coming September.